Have you ever learned something true, something you know is real, but felt completely powerless to do anything about it? Like, you see the corruption clearly. You understand how the system works. You know what's actually happening, but nothing changes. You knowing just doesn't mean anything. And you think, what's the point? What's the point of knowing if it doesn't matter? And here's why that happens. And here's when it stops happening. When one person knows the truth, they feel powerless. They feel powerless because they realize, I can't change the system alone. Everyone else thinks I'm crazy. The military and police still enforce the system. My knowledge doesn't affect my daily life. I still gotta go to work. So they conclude the truth doesn't matter. Doesn't affect me. But that's not accurate. More precisely, individual truth doesn't have power to change the system because the system runs on collective belief. Collective belief. One person withdrawing belief, the system doesn't notice. But there's something that changes everything. When everyone knows simultaneously. Imagine if tomorrow morning everyone woke up and they all knew the same exact truths that you know about the system and how it actually works, about who has real power, about what's actually happening. What would happen then? The system would collapse instantly. Not through violence, not through revolution, through collective withdrawal of belief. Because the elite have zero power. The military and police are the power. The elite can't enforce anything themselves. They need military to follow orders, police to enforce laws, judges to sentence, workers to run systems, citizens to comply. If everyone collectively refused, game over. The elites are 1,000 people giving orders to 8 billion. The moment the 8 billion collectively recognize this, orders stop being followed, laws stop being enforced, the system stops functioning, not because of violence, because of collective recognition of power. Especially if the military and police realize that they're the ones in between the people and the elite. The system is a Ponzi scheme. It only works while people believe in it. Think about how Ponzi schemes collapse. Not when one person realizes it's fake, but when enough people realize simultaneously. Then everyone tries to withdraw at once, and the scheme collapses because there was never real value, just belief. Belief in value. The control system works the same way. It runs on collective belief that the elite have power, that we're powerless, that the system can't be changed, that resistance is futile. But the reality is, the elites have no power without enforcers. We are the actual power. We outnumber them massively. The system only exists because we collectively maintain it. Resistance becomes unstoppable at critical mass. The moment collective belief shifts, the Ponzi collapses. Like a bank run, like a market crash, like any system based on belief rather than reality. This is why they divide people constantly. Left versus right, race versus race, east versus west, nation versus nation. Keep everyone fighting each other instead of recognizing the shared reality. They mock anyone questioning it. It will make truth seekers seem embarrassed to truth seek. Label questioners as conspiracy theorists. Use social pressure to prevent investigation. They control the military and police. It ensures enforcers don't realize they're the actual power. It keeps them believing they're just following orders. Makes them think questioning equals dishonorable. And they can lose their job. They control information. The media narrative uniformity is insane. Every station saying the same thing. Then we have algorithm suppression, deplatforming truth tellers. create learned helplessness. You can't change anything. It doesn't matter what you know. Just focus on your own life. All this serves one purpose: prevent collective recognition, because one person knowing equals manageable, but everyone knowing simultaneously equals their end. The military and police are unknowingly between good and evil. What does this mean? It means most military members and police officers think they're protecting people, that they're maintaining order, that they're serving their country, that they're doing the right thing. They don't realize they're protecting a control system. They're enforcing their own enslavement. They are the actual power. The elite need them to believe they're powerless. They're caught in the middle. They have good intention for the most part, genuinely want to help, protect for the most part, but it's an evil result, enforcing a system that enslaves everyone, including themselves. They unknowingly don't realize the true function they serve. If they collectively reorganized and thought, wait, we're the power, not them. They can't do anything without us. They need us to enforce. The system would end. This is why the elite work so hard to keep the military and police loyal, to make questioning seem dishonorable, to create us versus them mentality between military and civilians, to reward compliance and punish questioning, because the enforcers, realizing their power, equals game over for the elites. So how many people need to recognize the truth for collective shift to occur? Not everyone, not even the majority. Research on social tipping points shows 3.5% of population actively engaged in change equals system shifts. For the US population, that's about 11.5 million people. But for consciousness shift, not just political change, I don't know the exact number, but enough people simultaneously recognizing cosmic truth, that they're electromagnetic beings connected to the cosmos, part of intelligent design, not powerless, knowing they already have everything they need, realizing the current system is dividing us from each other. Some number will create field reorganization, not because it's mystical, but because consciousness is an electromagnetic field phenomenon. When enough nodes in a network simultaneously shift frequency, the entire field reorganizes, like phase transition in physics, ice to water at critical temperature, tipping point in social change, 3.5% threshold, 100th monkey effect, collective learning. Maybe 144,000 sealed in the Bible equals the electromagnetic critical mass for consciousness shift. Maybe less, maybe more. But whatever the number it is, it starts with you. The same person who votes even though it's just one vote. You can place your vote into withdrawal from the current system instead of attendance and belief. So when you feel powerless knowing the truth, you're not wrong that individual truth alone can't change the system, just like one vote can't change the system. But you're wrong that truth doesn't matter. Truth matters when it reaches critical mass. You're not trying to change everything alone. You're building towards that specific number, that critical mass shift. And when that number recognizes simultaneously their cosmic nature, their electromagnetic connection, their actual power, the system's dependence on their belief, the Ponzi collapses. Not because we fought it, because we collectively withdrew belief. The enforcers refuse to enforce. The system has no power. Reality reorganizes. This is why knowing matters, not for what you can do alone, but for what we can do together at critical mass. Every person who understands that this is critical, including you,